And for more analysis, we now move on to Mona Msalhi in our newsroom. Mona?
Thank you so much, Ron. And for further analysis, we're joined from Cairo by international relations expert Mohammed Al-Yamani. Good evening to you, sir, and welcome to Q News. And let me start by asking you, what do you have on the killing of Abu Shabab in the Gaza Strip?
Good evening to you and to everyone who's watching. Actually, Abu Shabab being killed, this who has been working for Israel and for Netanyahu. Let me say that the killing of this horrible person actually has an effect on Israel, because actually Netanyahu was counting on these factions to fulfill his division dream and project. As we know, Abu Shabab and also Netanyahu, they both have criminal charges. Actually, Netanyahu has criminals of Abu Shabab actually escaped after being held, and then he was being taken advantage of in the Gaza Strip. And then also they were counting on something that's even more important. They wanted to achieve some of their goals, but without using arms and military operations. You know, they don't want to be that clear, and of course they would use this traitor instead. But actually Abu Shabab failed to achieve what they wanted, because the Gazans and the resistance factions are way smarter and more aware, and the Gazans are also very aware, because as I just mentioned in my first point, they have some internal conflicts, and they wanted to divide the Gazans and to have some kind of conflict and some kind of civil war. They actually planned this agent to also steal the humanitarian aid that was sent to the Gazans when he was there, and and even throughout the past period. And these are news. When it comes to the Israeli occupation forces, they just choose some people to work for them and to achieve their goals for them. And so here, this is a new loss here for Israel. And personally, I hope they encounter more of these fails and can encounter more of their projects as well, because they cannot use this in the media. And then also when they sent Abu Shabab to the Gaza Strip, when anything happened with the resistant factions, we saw the killings of some of the officials and so on. And so here actually they use it on the Israeli media, and they manipulate some of the news actually.
Right. From your point of view, do you think Israel would escalate its airstrikes on Gaza in response to the killing of Yasser Abu Shabab?
That's such an amazing question. Actually, here in this context, this question is very important. What Abu Shabab's killing means is actually it actually means that Israel is going back to what they usually do, the aggressions and the military operations on the Gaza Strip. But what prevents Israel from going back to how things were exactly is the agreement that they have signed, and the U.S. Of course, especially with President Donald Trump's administration, we've seen violations and lots of killings in the Gaza Strip and in some neighboring cities, even to the Gaza Strip. But in spite of all of this, Israel didn't go back to the full-on road war that they were having last year and this year also, and then also before the Sharm el-Sheikh agreement. And then my third point here has to do with Israel. Are they sending some other people to be their agents, or are they trying to get the environment ready so that they can achieve some of their projects and have some wins? Because after Abu Shabab's killing here, this was a card that they have lost actually, and so of course they have more up their sleeves. And then also here, Israel is attacking more than one country now. Syria, the West Bank, Gaza, Lebanon. We cannot forget what's happening in the West Bank. But here, since we're talking about Abu Shabab's killing, then it is such a hard strike for Israel. I'm not exaggerating when I'm talking about his killing. No, it is that important for them. And still, Israel will use this actually against the Gazans and against the resistance factions in the Gaza Strip. And so it is time that their resistance uses this as leverage, not allow Israel to do so. And then something else that the Israeli Prime Minister has actually talked about, he said that before moving on to phase 2, then they need to, or Hamas needs to hand them or their detainees and the bodies. And then he also said that he's concerned about 3 things. He is concerned about the resistance, rearming themselves, and then he said that he thinks that the resistance factions are actually taking advantage of this quiet now to
Netanyahu's or the Israeli Prime Minister's claims and pretexts are too much to be discussed here. From Cairo, that was Mohammed Amani, International Relations Expert. We thank you so much for joining us here on Q News. And back to you, Rana, to our studios.